we've heard the closing submissions in this case, which was brought by Antoinette Lattouf. She's a former ABC presenter. She was hired for a 5-day stint in December presenting the ABC local radio mornings program. And she alleges that she was called in on day 3 of that stint and told that she'd breached social media policy and asked to leave. Now, her case has been that she was unlawfully terminated due to her race and political opinion. But the ABC has summed up its case today saying that Ms Lattouf was not terminated. We've also heard during this hearing that the ABC received several complaints about Ms Lattouf, emailed in some ways to the Managing Director, David Anderson, and they were about her being on air, and they were from the very first day of her presenting. So the ABC, in summing up its case today, has said that although the ABC had received complaints about the applicant, nothing was done in respect to her engagement in response to those complaints. Now, the ABC's lawyers say the decision to terminate her or to finish her stint with the ABC was due only to that social media post. The ABC's lawyers say the applicant was not asked to return her security pass, that she remains in the system as an employee, and that she was paid for the last 2 shifts of her engagement. So the ABC are trying to argue this case on that particular point, that Ms Lattouf wasn't actually terminated at all.
And what's been the response from Ms Lattouf, Isabel?
Well, Ms Lattouf has maintained this entire time that the complaints that led up to this made on air during her time were instrumental to this situation. Her barrister, Mark Gibeon SC, has told the hearing today that Ms Lattouf had no other assumption than she had been sacked or terminated on that day. It was day 3 of her stint where she was called into a meeting with her ABC radio managers. She was told that she'd breached a policy, and she alleges that she was told to collect her belongings and go home. Now, Mark Gibeon SC says what occurred here was an action brought by the ABC which brought that relationship to an end, and the uncommunicated internal records of the ABC are entirely irrelevant. Now, outside court, Ms Lattouf spoke briefly to media. She said that this situation has brought to light evidence that she was hoping that the Managing Director, David Anderson, was in some way involved in receiving complaints prior to her sacking. And she also said a little bit about the toll that this process has taken on her.
And so this is taking an enormous toll on me, physically, mentally, emotionally, but I persevere because I believe in truth and justice, and the Australian public deserves truth and justice.
Now, the hearings have wrapped up at the Fair Work Commission here in Sydney today, and there will be a decision published later, so a reserved decision.